noticed some teasers, some technical difficulties, but we are here.
Teaser of Leo.
Yeah, some teaser of me scrolling on my phone. But if you're here now, you're here for the Brooklyn Celebration event. So
Welcome.
it's been 1 year. 1 year. This was the first big thing for me when I joined Massive and the division team, and it's been 1 year already. Can you realize that like it's been already 1 year from Brooklyn? It feels like 4 months ago to me.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was my first stream. Was the one.
The
'Cause
first one.
Yeah, it was a joint one with the new season and
Oh, yeah.
Better for Brooklyn. So yeah, it's been quite a while.
So welcome everybody who's watching us. Thank you so much for joining us. We are checking the chat at the same time that we're speaking here. And today we have a stream to celebrate Brooklyn anniversary. We have a lot of things to talk about that. We're going to talk about the event pass, a new global event, a new hunter, and also the climax mission and the new exotic for the end of season 1 of Year 8, Rise Up.
Now, let's get into the Brooklyn Celebration event, and we're gonna welcome a new guest. But before we do, let's take a look at the teaser trailer. Really cool. And talking about rewards for the players, we have an event pass for the Brooklyn Celebration. So it's 1,000 VC is the price, and there's 20 tiers to progress through and get cool items in. It's live from May 21st through June 4th, and we have 4 outfits. Really cool outfits.
Very,
First,
very cool.
Let's take a look
We've
at
seen the hype in the chat already. Yeah.
Yeah. The LMB Boss is the first one here.
Classic one.
Really cool. Then we have the Rat Queen. This one is actually on the free track, so
Yeah,
every
and
player.
this is my favorite. This is the most iconic
Same.
villain for me from Battle for Brooklyn, which was the first big piece of content that I played. Very, very cool.
Yes. Next one is the Cleaner's Boss. Ready for some fire. Chat is loving it.
Yeah,
So am I.
I'm reading. I'm reading the chat. Sorry, I should have been here.
And then we have the Danvers Black Tusk. Really cool. This one is also on the free track. We also have a full lineup so we can see them all next to each other. I love this image. It's a lot of fire.
It's so cool. Like I feel that Red Queen has a lot of potential for cosplay.
Yes.
So if people wanna dress up as Red Queen, that's a very good
Show us if you do.
reference. Yes, please.
So you progress in the event pass very simply. So you earn event pass XP, and you earn that by gaining the usual season pass XP. On top of that, agents can accelerate this progression by playing and getting stars in the global events.
Talking about global events, we know that if you join Division right now, you're going to see that we have Ambush happening. It's one of the fun favorite from Division 1 days that we introduced it again during the anniversary season. Ambush is live right now, but we're going to have a new global event live very soon called the Corrosive Shell. It starts on May 26th, so next Tuesday, and it goes all the way to June 4th. And this is one of the things that you mentioned, Claudio, that is part of your work. So can you take us through what is the new global event called Corrosive Shell?
Of course. So it starts with the enemies. So around the world, players will see that enemies will have around them a purple aura. It's a shell, a corrosive shell that makes them resistant to damage, similar in a way to the Hollywood event, that much more resistant and take less damage. Now, this corrosive shell on them has actually a weakness, and the weakness this time is status effects. So using any status effect, using skills, weapons, talents, environment, everything, will cause their corrosive shell to have a meltdown, and because of that, they will have a blast around them. It will blast and affect everyone caught in the blast.
Okay, so the corrosive shell bursts. What happens when it does?
Okay, so even more cool. When it blasts, both you, if you are caught in the blast as an agent, and enemies will be affected by corrosion. So you, as an enemy, as you are used to the purple flame in Brooklyn, you, as an agent, will have the corrosion effect, which will reduce your max armor until you get out of combat. So it's try to avoid it pretty much. I recommend that. It's a very wise decision. But for the enemies, it's even worse. So enemies caught in the blast will suffer corrosion, which on them applies a strong burn, a purple burn, very visible. You won't miss it. A purple burn that damages them for a number of seconds and makes them unable to shoot for the duration because they're trying to pat out the fire, you know. So it's a very good and opportunistic moment for you to get close or just keep the distance and kill them.
Yeah, no, for sure I'm gonna take my distance because I remember from Battle for Brooklyn how it was to lose my shield during the confront, the combat. But what happens if I kill those enemies? If they're like trying to deal with the fire, what happens if I kill them when they are under those effect of corroded?
Things get even more cool now, because if you kill them while they are corroded, meaning they're on the purple flyer effect and taking the burn damage, if you kill them during that time, you gain what's called the corrosive momentum. So corrosive momentum is a buff that a player gets by killing corroded enemies, which increases your weapon damage, RPM, reload speed, and status effects. So you just see an enemy, you bursts his corrosive flame, corrosive shell, he's now on fire. Now that if you kill them while they're on fire, you get this buff, and this buff gives you a strong buff and allows you to keep refreshing it by killing corroded enemies. So it's just a lot of power for the player and an exciting moment to play.
Okay, so killing the enemy while corroded gives you a strong buff. And if you don't manage to kill it while it's corroded, what happens?
Well, here's the twist. So if you don't manage to kill them after you burst their corrosive shell the first time, they will just put it up again in 15 seconds almost after the first burst. It will, in 15 seconds, they'll gain the corrosive shell, and that will make them again resistant to damage. But this is actually to the player's advantage, because that means you have the opportunity again to burst their shell again and gain the corrosive momentum buff again. So if you didn't manage to kill them, maybe they're a very tough and challenging opponent, now you have a second chance to do that again and gain the buff.
And when it comes to rewards, what players should expect from this global event?
Nice. So the juicy part, there are three main things for the players to look towards to. So first, like any global event, you have an assortment of caches, one of which is also an exotic cache. So just by completing the global event, meaning earning global event stars, which are earned by doing the challenges. We have some cool new challenges teamed with the event, or just leveling up, you earn global event stars. Those stars progress you in the global event track, and you earn those caches, and they are pretty valuable, very cool. Secondly, if you talk about the progression, you talk about the global event stars. Earning those global event stars also accelerates your progression in the event pass. So as Anais mentioned, you earn event pass progression with season XP, but also global event stars accelerate that progression, so it helps even more. But the most aspiring reward for the players would be the corroded mask. So we have a new cool reward, the 10th reward of the global event track, and it's a mask teamed with the event, free for everyone. You just have to complete the global event and earn the required amount of stars, and I think it's worth it.
Very cool. So besides the new global event, we also have a new resident moving into the Brooklyn Underground. We thought he was gone, but he has risen like a phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
The Phoenix Hunter will move into Brooklyn on May 26th. And, you know, he's a bit on the shy side. So you gotta find your way to charm him and get him out. And if you solve all those clues and, you know, get him to appear, then be sure to take him out. Because then I'm sure that he will give you a little something to remember his handsome face by. Damn. On fire.
That was a good timing.
That was perfect timing. It's very cool. I love Hunter Masks, and I know I'm not
Yes.
alone on this.
No, and the community was so amazing in the Brooklyn. That was the first moment that I realized how passionate this community is. Because when we launched Brooklyn, I was like following when they would find out the new hunters, and it was so amazing to see like the collective work of getting all of them together. So I'm super excited to see how when and how they're gonna figure this out.
Yeah, and when you do, then please let us know. I want to know
Yes.
how fast you guys solve this. I think it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah, so this guy is coming to Brooklyn DLC in May 26th. So next Tuesday is the same time that the global event starts, and it's also when the climax mission drops for this current season, Year 8, Season 1, Rise Up. So you've been fighting the Black Tusks during this whole season, facing them in different occasions, stopping their operations, and now it's time to find out who is, what's the source of this problem. So the climax mission is dropping to ever players at the end of their progression of the season on May 26th, and we have a super cool reward for that as well, right?
Yes. So the Whiplash exotic pistol is guaranteed on the first completion on Master difficulty. And consecutive runs on Master and also lower difficulties has a drop chance of this exotic.
Yeah, you're seeing there on screen right now. I would just read here the talent that is called Faster Than Reloading. You host it for 5 seconds. It primes itself, swapping to your primary and secondary instantly reload, plus 20% rate of fire and 50% weapon damage until the mag is empty. So it's a very useful pistol for you, especially if you're playing, for example, with the Iron Lung or one of those LMGs. So if you run out of bullets, you can just swipe to your pistol. It's gonna get a tiny buff to get cool weapon damage. So as long as you empty that that magazine, when you swipe back to your primary weapon, is going to be reloaded. So very handy, especially if you have primary weapons with long magazines. And you've noticed this whole season has been about this reinforcing and exploring these talents of swapping weapons. So this is the exotic one for the climax mission, again dropping next Tuesday.
Very cool. And what is an event if we wouldn't have Twitch drops? We do have Twitch drops again. So
Yay.
tune into your favorite streamers and maybe when they play the new global event to get some additional tips and tricks. So we got a bunch for Claudio. Thank you so much for that. But we have a bunch of streamers that you can get cool rewards from. So you see it on screen. It's 30 minutes for the purple flame skull. 1 hour for named cash, 2 hours for the bridge arm patch, 3 hours for exotic cash, and 4 hours for the purple flame weapon skin. Very cool.
Yeah, so hello to all the creators who are right now co-streaming this stream. Yeah, go there, watch them later.
Yes, it's not live yet.
Yeah, not yet. It's tomorrow. I'm saying later, like tomorrow.
Yes.
But yeah, 4 hours for all the rewards of this event.
Yes. Also, Brooklyn DLC is on sale, so if you haven't played it or you have a friend that you want to join in and explore Brooklyn with, then now is the time. A little recap of some key dates. Tomorrow, May 21st, the event pass goes live. On May 26th, it's a lot of things happening then. We have the unfriendly new Brooklyn neighbor, the Phoenix Hunter. We have the Corrosive Shell global event, and we have the Climax mission go live. It all ends on June 4th, so the global event and the event pass ends on June 4th. But as I said before, the Hunter is permanent.
And that's it. That's the Brooklyn Celebration event. We are in the end of the season 1, so Rise Up is finishing with this event plus the climax mission, but it means that we're approaching to season 2. So as always, we're gonna have a PTS and a PTS stream very, very soon. So stay tuned in our socials to learn how it's when it's happening, and then you can start learning about what is coming next for the Division 2.